This is All Sports All the Time, episode 6 of season 2. And Parker, I would like to go to you right away. Let's start this off with what you sent to me and Luke just the other day. I would just like you to fill the people in on that because I thought it was super.
Oh, of course, Owen. Yeah, so I was just scrolling yesterday. About to take a shower, but the water wasn't hot yet. You know what I mean? So just scrolling, and I noticed something. There was one of the TikToks, and it said 10% of podcasts never make it past episode 10. Or
90%.
90% never make it past episode 10. 10% do make it past episode 10. I record 10 episodes and put them out. And then another 90% don't make it. Like, of the 10% that do make it past episode 10, an additional 90% don't make it past episode 20, right? That leaves 1% that records 20 or more podcasts. And I mean, how many podcasts have we recorded, guys? We're up to...
Well, we had 162 in season 1, and we're at 6 in season 2. Plus the one mystery episode that we recorded that one time that will forever live in infamy.
Oh, that was the best one.
Technically 169.
But yeah, 169.
But officially 168.
Yeah, so 169 podcasts, which I don't know. I would want to see the number on how many podcasts make it to the 160 mark. It's probably like 0.001 or something. So, yeah, we're pretty elite, not gonna lie. Now a whole lot of people post this many podcasts, so kind of that next level. I feel like once we get 200, we're in like the Joe Rogan tier.
Yeah, that I think we could roll with that as like advertising. Once we hit 200, it's like, yeah, we are up with the elite of the elite. We're in the exclusive platinum podcast club or something like
yes,
that.
We're the platinum podcast. I like that.
Yeah, you always got to have alliteration. Yeah, we're the top 1% at least. Maybe because, yeah, even podcasts that make it to 100, that's probably like 0.1%. So I'd be comfortable saying we're in the top 0.1% podcast.
Me too.
Yeah, that was very encouraging to me that, Parker, you sent that because, like, we've done this many episodes, and we, not that we're like trying to blow up or anything. I don't think we even want to fully like go viral or anything, but like to do this many episodes and we have like the same number of followers and subscribers as we do episodes, like that's very slow growth, but that was encouraging to me of like, hey, we still have the consistency that a lot of people don't have, even with our small.
Well, and you get 150 people in a room, that's a lot of people. You know what I mean? So
that's true.
When you look at it,
it's that way to think about it.
Geez, like 150 people, that's a lot of people. So, yeah, no, but it is cool. I think it's really cool that we've been super consistent on this for a long time. So, yeah.
So thank you to all. I don't know how many Instagram followers we have. Thank you to all of you. Follow us on Instagram. We have 135 YouTube subscribers. So thank you to each and every 135 of you for that. Let's jump into the actual episode. After bragging about ourselves, let's just talk about ourselves more. Stories of the week. Do either of you want to kick us off? Are you feeling especially good about your story this week?
I think Luke should go first this week.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I've kind of two stories. One story happened today. Not super exciting of a story, just kind of a thing that happened. I woke up and, well, so we're recording on a Sunday. So I had an alarm set so that I could wake up to go to church on Sunday because that's what I do. And I had my alarm set for 8 o'clock. Well, my mom comes into my room at like 8:15 to wake me up. And I was like, that's weird. Like, my alarm never went off. I was like, maybe I clicked PM or like maybe I just didn't set it. Like, I was really confused. So I pick up my phone, go to look at it, whatnot, and it doesn't turn on. I was like, oh man, probably died. Like I must have like missed the charger because I have like one of those like the set it on kind of chargers. And so I was like, oh, maybe it wasn't on the charger right. And so then I'm like trying to like hold the power button so that it's like, oh, it's dead or it just powered off or something. Then I plug it in and none of that's working. So I was like, oh, that's weird. So eventually later today, I just ended up taking it to the Apple store and they did something where it was like a factory reset and like remote updated it. I don't know. But they said it was like something with the software up, like the previous software update was like bugging out and they had this happen a lot. So it wasn't a big deal. So
It's a conspiracy
fix it.
theory?
No, that's not
The new update.
It
no, it wasn't the new update. It was the old update. It was because my phone wasn't updated and the old update had a bug in it.
Oh, well, that's a whole different conspiracy. Is that if you don't update your phone, Apple's going to take it
which
out?
they probably
Conspiracy.
will,
theory.
but they slow down the battery
Yeah.
on purpose, which is so infuriating. Like,
Yes.
but when I saw Luke's phone, you know, it made me think of my Amish friends who, you know, just they live life with, and their phone, they call it the big black box, you know, and they call it's like a big dialer thing, and that's how you call people. And it made me just think like, huh, like this phone really is just like a big black box, you know, it only works like it only works with the technology inside it's working. So it was pretty cool. What was your second story, Luke?
Oh, well, it's not really a story. I mean, it kind of is a story. It's so this summer, me and Parker are starting the PL Summer Tour, right, Parker?
Yep, it's the PL Summer Tour. Yep.
Yep. We're, golfing this summer.
Which is
It's golf. We're just gonna keep track of our wins against each other. I took the first victory yesterday. Had Parker by 4 strokes in a round of 9 holes.
And Luke,
So
I think let's clarify the rules a little bit too. I think we should do it like this. I think we should do it. Each 9 holes is 1 point. So say we play a round of 18 together, that'll be 2 points. So we could split, you could win 2, I could win 2.
Yeah.
That way, like, we still get the same amount of, like every 9 holes is a point. So if I beat you on the front end, but you on the back 9, then it's 1-1. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yep. No, that makes sense.
And we're gonna be, just adding up, tallying throughout the summer, and then on August 23rd, when Luke leaves for college, that'll be when our last day. Like whoever is winning by that last day wins. So that's the deadline there. And Luke, should there be a prize or is it just bragging rights? What do you think?
I think it's just let's have fun in golf this summer.
Okay, it's just bragging rights, but that's boring. But what?
Yes.
Luke, Luke beat me yesterday. So, but I just wasn't playing well.
No, it's a long tour.
It's a long tour. Got all summer.
Started from the bottom.
Do you guys have a plan for like how often you want to be golfing? Like,
I'd like to go once a week, but I'd like to go at least once a week. I don't know if that'll happen.
Yeah, we're gonna let's shoot for once a week. And if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. But unless we get to like the final week and I'm up by 1, then maybe we just won't golf at all. You know what I mean?
Parker's gonna suddenly be super busy.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. That's illegal. I forfeit my points if that happens.
Oh,
But no, so that's the PL Summer Tour. We'll keep you posted and updated on that.
That sounds like something I might make like a social media graphic for that if I have time the next couple of weeks. PL Summer Tour. What, you said you golfed for the first time yesterday?
Well, the first time together.
Well, I've been out a few times this year already, but the first time me and Parker were together yesterday.
So it'd be like April 15th to August 23rd and like, I don't know, whatever other information. The PL Summer Tour. I'm very excited to hear updates.
Luke got me the first one. He beat me by how many strokes, Luke? 4 strokes?
I shot a 50.
4. Yeah.
Did you shoot?
54, yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean,
if I would have parred those last 2 holes, it could have been 56.
Yeah, my story will be
Or it could have been 6.
describing the round a little bit. We we were playing. It was all great and dandy. We didn't start off super hot. Both of us didn't do super well the first hole. I tried to whack out of the bunker. Took me 3 tries. Luke just hit a couple of them short. And after that hole, I think Luke was up 1 after that one. And then we keep going through the round. Luke's pretty much up maybe 2 or 3 the whole time, because he got out to an early lead on me. And then we finish hole 7, and I gain a stroke, so now I'm only down 2 shots. And we see this mythical mist. there was this weird mist that suddenly disappeared, and we couldn't find it. And I don't know, it was weird. But we saw it, and I swear it was there. It was there. Yeah. I don't know what it was. It was
definitely
under a tree, and then all of a sudden we look back and it's not there anymore, after we teed off.
Yeah.
But that happened, and we get to hole 8, and I lose my ball left. And so I'm like, all right, the only way I win is if Luke just blows up. And he hit his second shot into a bunker. And in my head, I was like, all right, this could go one of 2 ways. And Luke even said it. He's like, I'm very good or I'm very bad out of the bunker. So we'll see what happens. And he hit this amazing shot to within probably about 1 or 2 feet to kind of put me away.
It was further than 1.
Maybe it's...
Yeah, it was probably 3 or 4.
3 or 4 feet. Yeah, I was thinking 1 or 2 yards. So 3 or 4 feet. And basically it just put me away because, I needed him to completely blow up. And so that was a great shot. He had a par opportunity. Couldn't quite convert on the look, but it was over at that point. So
yeah, that bunker shot was the dagger.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have anything else to talk about with golf?
I haven't used my pearls yet that you guys got me. Wait, should I show the camera?
Oh yeah. Has the podcast seen the golf balls that we got you? I don't know. Show them just in case, because we're very proud of these golf balls that we got Parker for his birthday, or for
Christmas. You guys got this for me for Christmas, and so now I'm gonna show them Chrome Super Soft, and they're special Chrome Super Soft.
Didn't know what type of golf ball to get him. Literally just got the cheapest type, and it ended up being a good type ball.
They have the Prime Home Real Estate logo on there, and they're brand new. And I don't want to use them because I don't want to lose them. So, I played last week, and I got sleeves of balls for Christmas. I got a 4-pack, with 12 balls in it, and I ended up taking 3 sleeves, so that means 9 balls, and I lost all 9 of those balls. So, I feel like if I take 3 sleeves of this, they're just all gonna be gone by the end of the round. So I gotta get better before I can use these.
There you go. It's like a benchmark for you. It's like you've gotten pretty good at golf when you're confident enough to use those. I think you do have to save one out of the group. You got to save one to just not play with.
Yeah, as long as I have one, then we're good.
Yeah.
Maybe I can exchange it when there's water on the hole. You know what I mean?
There you go. Yeah. I wasn't planning on telling this as a story, but I think I have 2 stories now as well, like Luke. The bunker shot being the dagger was what reminded me of this. I was watching the stream of a Grove City lacrosse game, which Luke and we didn't talk on the podcast about our trip to Grove City. Maybe another time. But Luke and I got to watch the game in person. It was cool. But I was watching the stream, and it was an away game. I don't remember the college that they were playing, but it's they had 2 college guys on the broadcast, doing the game, which isn't common. Most of the time there's no commentators. So I was like, oh, cool, there's commentators on this game. Good for them. But the play-by-play guy was great. The color commentator irritated me so much because like every other goal, any good goal that was scored, he would be like, "That was a dagger." I'm like, "That's not what that means, dude. A dagger is like if there's like 10 seconds left and they score, and it's like, well, that's it. Like that shot was the dagger that put the game away. Like, or that'd be a game winner. Like if you're up by like 1 goal and you score another one, and it's like, well, there's not time to score 2 goals. Like that was the dagger. But it's the second quarter and somebody scored. I'm like, that's not a dagger, dude. It really bothered
That'd be
me.
funny if like after Luke hit a good shot in hole 3, dang it, Luke, that's the dagger.
Man, you put me away there.
No coming back. Yeah.
Exactly. So I was getting unnecessarily upset about it, but yeah, that's just not what it is. That would be hilarious.
Cole,
Great putt, Luke. What a dagger.
fairway on off the first tee. That's the dagger.
Dagger of a drive, Luke.
Oh, man.
What's your second story?
My second story is also, I've got both of these stories involve my girlfriend because I was watching her lacrosse game. And my second story is I'm ashamed of the second story because we last March we did our first March Madness head-to-head competition. We both filled out a bracket, and hers was better than mine. So I was like, dang, that hurts because she doesn't know about college basketball. I don't know that much, but like, you know, I get advice from Parker. I watch occasionally. Like I'm more informed than she is. So I was like, wow, that's too bad. And then this year she beat me again. So we've got a real problem on our hands. Back-to-back years is rough, dude. It's not a great feeling at all. And I thought I had it this year because the only way after the Sweet 16, it was like mathematically, okay, the only way she's going to beat me is if UConn wins the championship. And what happens? UConn wins the championship. So it's just, you know, it was worse this year because I thought I had it. And then UConn crushed my dreams. And I had UConn in the championship, but losing. And she had the winning championship. So that was what it came down to, was I had UConn losing the championship, which is good. Like, to have UConn in the championship, I should be proud of myself. But I'm not.
They were a 4 seed. They were a 4
beat me. Yeah. So, just the self-esteem is kind of low right now. She's gone back to back on me. She pulls off a 3-peat. I don't know, man. I might have to it could be. I don't know what the solution is if she wins 3 in a row.
Stop participating in March Madness with her.
I might have to just quit. I give up.
No.
I can't do this. I surrender.
Just go
I would
slumber in the month of March.
Just hibernate. But also, that is also kind of worse because if I just give up, then it's like I've never
Can't beat them, join them.
Head March Madness bracket, and I feel like I can't let that happen either. Like I gotta keep trying until I win one. I think.
Join them. You know what I mean? I don't.
Yeah, make a joint bracket, maybe. I don't know, like work together on one. I don't know, but yeah. So, an encouragement for how to make this positive spin. An encouragement for any other boyfriends who are into basketball and sports and had their girlfriend also filled out a bracket and she was just like, yeah, sure, this is fun. I'll do whatever. An encouragement for you if her bracket was better than yours. You're not alone. It's just a PSA for anyone else struggling with this. You're any of the guys out there whose girlfriend made a better March Madness bracket than they did. I feel you.
You should start a recovery class like that.
Yes. Oh, what are those things called? Yeah, where it's like in movies, it's like everyone's sitting in a circle and there's a therapist. The support group, is that what it's called? Yeah. Boyfriends who lost to their girlfriend in March Madness support group. I think that's a great idea. We need to have that. Yeah. So reach out, DM us at All Sports All the Time on Instagram. We'll get you the help that you need.
Yes, we will.
So yeah. So those are my 2 stories. Speaking of needing help, the Philadelphia Phillies. This is gonna be a fun topic. We haven't talked about the Phillies yet.
You guys take center stage on this one. I'll pipe in if I have anything that would be beneficial.
That sounds about right with our Phillies conversations most of the time.
Yes.
Yeah. Normally on the podcast in general, we've talked about our roles before as like a basketball team. Like I'm the point guard, Parker's like the wing, like shooting guard forward type, and Luke's like the power forward center in the paint. That's like our kind of like podcast dynamic. When it's the Phillies, Parker is like J.R. Smith. And he just kind of is like a wild card who could just, make a horrible mistake or come in and drill a 3. So yeah, I think I would say Parker's J.R. Smith in baseball talk. But yeah, the Phillies, I don't know. Tell me what you've seen so far, Luke, and then I'll tell you what I've seen, and I want to see if we're seeing the same things from the 5-10 Phillies.
I have seen a horrendous play style. I have seen awful coaching. I've seen awful pitching. I can't say I've seen awful hitting because you've got Bryson Stott who's on a 15-game hit streak. The
whole season.
Like the whole season. It's tied for the longest since like 1950 or something like that. Yeah, let's see what else. We're 3rd in extra base hits in the MLB right now. But yet
25th third score per game.
Yeah, we've also lost 5 out of 6 games to the Cincinnati Reds. I think that speaks for itself. Yeah, I'm utterly disgusted.
Wow. Okay, so you're very, very down on the Phillies. I would agree. They're definitely struggling for a team that expects to make the playoffs, reigning National League champions. You don't want to start 5-10. Yeah, like you said, the 3rd in extra base hits is exciting. But then 25th in runs scored per game. They're not translating those hits into runs, which is not good. The pitching, they're 28th in the league out of 30 in walks per game. They're walking way too many people. And walks are even more hurtful this year because guys on first are much more dangerous for steals this year because steal numbers are way up.
An incredible amount of putouts. So JT,
yes, we are lucky that we have the best catcher in baseball.
He had a sub I watched a video that was like analyzing his pop time. He was sub 0.6 on release time, and it was like sub 1.2 pop time or something like that. It was wild.
We are so lucky.
I interrupt
JT,
but JT is just so good.
Yes, he's so good at throwing people out that every time I'm watching a game and the runner's going and JT's like releasing the ball, I believe he's gonna throw the guy out. Like that, I'm surprised when the runner is safe on JT Realmuto.
I agree with that.
So that's how you know how good he is. So it's obviously their stolen base numbers are way up, and JT's not going to be able to throw out as many guys as he did last year. Well, maybe he's not going to be able to throw them out at the same rate. He might actually throw out more of them because he'll have more attempts, but it's going to be harder to get guys out as much as he has.
Yeah.
So that's a positive. We've got JT Realmuto. He's fun to watch. But yeah, we can't keep walking people. They've also had a lot of weird base running issues, like guys getting thrown out on base paths, running the bases, not stolen base wise, like just
Yeah. No, there was
getting
two in
thrown out at
the
second,
other day.
thrown out
Like, yeah, there was two in the same game the other day. I don't remember what game it was, but there were two scenarios where I think it was Brandon Marsh and Nick Castellanos just blew the sign at third, tried to make it home, and they both got out. Like, I get it. You want to get that extra run, but I'd rather have you on third where somebody can hit you in than just get out of the inning with an out. Like,
yeah, that game was
not
last week. It was
yeah.
There were 3 times. Kyle Schwarber did it first, ran through the stop sign, got lucky because the throw hit him in the back, and he scored.
Yeah, I do remember that one.
And then Castellanos went through the stop sign after Schwarber on that same play. Like, he just like kept running because the ball was just, it hit his back. And I guess Castellanos was like, oh, the ball's loose. I'll like try to make something happen.
Yeah.
And then Marsh just like had his head down and didn't see the stop sign and tried to get back and got thrown out.
Well, I think what happened was when they replayed it, so the third base coach gave him the go-ahead. He was telling him to go when he was rounding second. And then when he was like halfway between second and third, he still was saying to go. And it wasn't until Marsh got like 2 steps in front of third base that the hands went up, in which case Marsh's head was already down and he was going. So when he looked for the sign, he had to go. And so I think that was part of the reason why he kept going, but
so that's just a weird little thing that they've been dealing with, is the base running issues. I sure hope that doesn't continue all throughout the season. It also hurts that we don't have Ranger Suarez or Andrew Painter available. We've got Matt Strahm as our 5th starter, which was not the way this was planned to go. And Bailey Falter. Falter's supposed to be the 6th guy. He's the 4th guy. So the pitching staff is not set up exactly the way the Phillies would like it. And then that, in turn, it's all connected. That makes it harder on the bullpen. A lot of people are worried about the Phillies bullpen. I think they're going to be fine. It's just they're being put in horrible situations by the starting pitchers. And so they've got a lot to work through. So I'm not worried about the bullpen.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Phillies are not in a good spot. They're 5-10. It's early. There's 162 games. They've got plenty of time, but they've basically almost, unless they go on some crazy run, they're already very unlikely to win the division because you've got the Mets and the Braves to deal with. So already this early on in the season, it looks like it's going to be the Phillies and the Cardinals battling for one of the wild card spots. Like, already this early on in the season, we're only a couple weeks in, and just the way the National League is set up, you can already see that it's going to be Phillies or Cardinals who gets this one wild card spot to get into the playoffs. And so, yeah, as a Phillies fan, I'm already paying attention to what the Cardinals are doing as if we're in a playoff race right now, because it's basically those two that it seems like it's going to come down to, barring anything crazy. So it's unfortunate that they've gotten off to this slow start. But let's think of some positives here, because that's what we try to do. We've got the segment Positive Spin. So, Luke, can you give me one positive spin, or like one thing that could get turned around that can be encouraging for us?
We may see a return from Bryce Harper sooner than possible with his current workouts as a first baseman.
There you go. I would love it. The sooner
I think Bryce Harper back in the lineup will be helpful. And honestly, it's not even our lineup a whole lot. I think it'll just add a whole new, like, it'll give the team a mentality boost. It'll help boost morale a little bit. So I think that could be beneficial.
That'll be super intriguing because.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that'll be very intriguing. And something else that'll be intriguing is my man Range. That guy, he's literally like a transformer. He's just Ranger Suarez is just next level. And when you say stud, you can't spell it without Ranger. And I'm really excited for him to come back.
I would be thrilled if he came back. I don't know how to respond to the stud Ranger part, yeah, I would be super excited if Ranger came back. I should have looked it up beforehand. I don't know what his timetable is for his return, but the sooner we can get him back, the better. The sooner we can get Bryce Harper back, the better. Yeah, I'll be super intrigued to see Bryce Harper playing first base because obviously I think people underestimate. A lot of people will probably look at it like, first base, that's one of the easier positions to play. Like, that's not going to be
I've
fun.
done it.
And then as soon as an infield, Parker picked up first base faster than we thought. So maybe you can give Bryce Harper some tips. But I think that people underestimate first base. It is easier than some other positions. Like, you're not going to put Bryce Harper at shortstop. But it's all fun and games until an infielder's throw is in the dirt and Bryce has to pick it. Like, I don't know how that's going to go. Now, Rhys Hoskins was our first baseman before, and he wasn't necessarily elite defensively, so it's not like we're used to having an elite defensive first baseman, but it's a creative solution, and apparently Bryce Harper was the one who suggested it to the front office, like, hey, I want to try to play first base. And so that's really cool that he took initiative in that, and I know the fans, we all very much appreciate that he's open to anything to try to get back
and play first base right now.
And
who plays first base right now?
Alec Bohm has been playing first.
Gotcha. Where would Alec Bohm go?
Yeah. Third.
He would go to third. That's where he's been. He is a better first baseman than he is a third baseman, but because of Rhys Hoskins, he's been at third past couple of years, and so.
And who's the third baseman right now? And it was Sosa then go to the bench.
Yeah, it'd be like a utility player.
Yeah, which he's very good as because he's good defensively, play a lot of different positions. So that's my positive spin. Is the Phillies young guys are performing so well. Edmundo has been having a great season. He's in his mid-20s. Brandon Marsh, also in his mid-20s, has been hitting really well. Sosa and Marsh were both trades that we made. Sosa and Marsh were both trades that the Phillies made last year at the deadline. And they were both supposed to be like defensive additions. But now they're both like key parts of the starting lineup. They're still good defensively, and they're both progressing a lot as hitters. And the Phillies have both of them for multiple years under contract. So that's really exciting. And then, of course, Bohm and Stott, our homegrown guys, are also performing. Stott's got his hitting streak. Bohm has just been... our ingrown talent. That was a good callback. I forget which of us said that one time. The ingrown talent, I think, have been in the system. But yeah, Stott just getting a hit every game. He has 9 multi-hit games. Out of his 15 games he's played, he's gotten a hit in each of them. And in 9 of them, he's gotten 2 hits. And Bohm, put on a lot of muscle, clearly stronger. And he's been crushing the ball. Castellanos, this isn't young guys, but Castellanos has been playing the way we expected him to last year. He's been a doubles machine.
Wait. Owen.
And so, I'm excited that the young guys are performing. And I think once the Phillies get a little healthier, if those young guys can keep progressing, the team is still going to be fine.
Why are they? It sounds like everybody's playing well. How are they losing then?
It is kind of weird. They have a lot of hitters who are individually doing well. They're just not scoring runs. Like, they haven't been getting hits at the right
time. Put a positive spin on this. Odds are they'll, it'll even out over the course of the season, and they should,
absolutely
convert that to runs more often.
Yeah.
Yes. And generally, hitters take longer to, get into a rhythm and adjust. Like, early in the way the Phillies are built as a team, they're kind of designed to get off to a slow start, just because hitters in general get off to a slow start. And then the hitters get into more of a rhythm when it gets warmer in the middle of summer. Balls are flying farther. And Charlie Manuel, the Phillies manager, when they won in 2008, he called it hitting season. And we're not in hitting season yet. So for an offensive team that's built to hit a lot. They're kind of built to hit their stride a little bit later in the season. I'm a little bit worried. My worry level, I would say, I'm a little bit worried, but I still think the Phillies are going to make the playoffs. If I had to make a pick right now, they'll still make it. We talked about the Phillies for a while, so let's move on to something else. The NBA playoffs have begun. Again, like Luke said, we're recording on Sunday. They just started yesterday. By the time this comes out, we'll be well into the first round. So, Parker, I would say you know a lot about basketball. Kind of. You're all right at it. So, for the people who have listened to us, you know that Parker's our basketball expert. Can you give us a storyline, or maybe two, that you are really excited about, whether that's like a matchup or a player or a team, just a storyline that you're really excited about?
Of course, yeah. So the main storyline that a lot of people are going to be talking about that is probably the most intriguing is basically the team of the Phoenix Suns, right? Because they traded for Kevin Durant, and they're looking like really serious, NBA Finals contenders to come out of the West. They're the favorites right now. And so I'm interested to see, that storyline with KD. Is he going to be able to lead them along with Devin Booker to the NBA Finals and, presumably a championship? And will Chris Paul, obviously, because we know Chris Paul has not won an NBA Finals, will he get that NBA Finals, ring? So that's probably the most interesting storyline. Like, who's going to come out of the West? Obviously, we all know the West was crazy this year. Who's going to come out? The Suns are, they're the favorite. Will they put it all together and win the championship? Or I think for me, it's interesting as well. Nikola Jokic and the Denver Nuggets, they're the 1 seed, right? So presumably they should be the favorite. They're not, right? And we've seen the past 2 years how the Denver Nuggets, they have the MVP during the regular season, but then they just don't get anything done in the postseason. And so I feel like that's just going to taint Nikola's legacy if they lose again early on in the first or second round and don't make it to the conference finals, right? It's just going to be a storyline that we're going to be talking about. So I'm interested to see how the Denver Nuggets do, and if Nikola Jokic can finally lead them over that hump, or if he's just going to continue to do nothing in the playoffs and just be good during the regular season. So that'll be interesting to me. And in terms of the East, on the other side of the bracket, there's really, in my opinion, only 3 teams that have a chance of coming out. It's the Bucks, Celtics, and Sixers. And so it's going to be interesting to see 2 of those teams have an MVP contender, and the Celtics are just very, very good as a whole. They have a lot of players that are really good, including Jason Tatum, who was top 10 in MVP voting, right? So all 3 of those teams are elite. And so it's going to be interesting to see who comes out of the East and who comes out of the West. I mean, you have 3 people that could potentially come out of the East, 3 teams, and you have probably 6 teams, maybe 7, that could come out of the West. So it's just going to be super interesting to see, these NBA playoffs, what unfolds, and it's going to really leave a big opinion in people's minds as to, hey, the Kings, the Kings, everybody's going to be happy. They just made the playoffs. So really, the Kings are a bad example, but like the Nuggets, they lose, they lose first round. The Grizzlies, they lose first round with the Lakers. And all of a sudden we're looking at this team and this season and we're like, they didn't do anything. They had a bad season, even though they were like a 2 seed. You know what I mean? So it's just going to be interesting to see who can come out of these, who can come out of the first and second round and make it far in the playoffs this year.
Yeah. Do you have a sleeper team to come out of either conference?
It's interesting because, everybody is pretty high on the Lakers and Warriors. And so I didn't want to pick either of them because it seems like people are pretty high on them. My sleeper is actually a team that is the number 2 seed in the West. just because people are talking about the Lakers like crazy. The Grizzlies, the Memphis Grizzlies, they're a young team that they made it and lost to the Warriors last year in the playoffs, right? So they've been there already, and I feel like they can potentially get over the hump this year and, take that next step to getting the conference finals. Now, I don't think they'll win the championship, but, getting out of the West is really a success this year. In terms of the East, there's no sleepers in the East. I don't think any team has a chance to beat the Bucks, Celtics, or Sixers. It's just those three. The Cavs aren't going to do it. The Knicks aren't going to do it. Really, the Bucks have a pretty easy ride to that conference finals. It's just going to be interesting to see the Celtics or Sixers who can challenge them, and if they can end up beating the Bucks in that, final conference championship series.
Now, that is how we felt about the Sixers in 2020, I believe, when the Sixers were the 1 seed in the East, and it was the Sixers were the 1 seed, and then it was the Bucks and the Nets when the Nets had their big three. And it looked like, it was like, oh, it's awesome that the Sixers have the 1 seed because the Bucks and Nets are going to play each other, and then the winner is going to have to then, after that series, go on and play the Sixers, and it's nice that the Sixers would only have to play one of them, whereas the other team would have to play both. And then the Sixers lost and didn't even make it to face either of those teams. So not saying that the Bucks are going to do that and lose in the second round, but it's similar in that when there's those top 3 teams, the 2 and 3 seed are going to have to play each other to get to the 1 seed. And so, we thought as Sixers fans that they had that advantage.
Yeah.
And then they blew it. So
I don't think so.
Maybe the Bucks will do that. Who knows? Unlikely, but it could happen.
And then some players,
definitely unlikely.
Players to watch, and this will just be pretty quick, but I was watching the game last night between the Kings and the Warriors, and De'Aaron Fox is really, if you haven't been watching De'Aaron Fox play all season, he'll make you, think about him a little bit after this first round series. And if they beat the Warriors and continue to go on, he'll continue to do that. I mean, the number 1 player in clutch points, number 2 player in fourth quarter scoring. So he's got what I like to say, ice in his veins. And in the fourth quarter, he really comes alive. So, and Malik Monk used to be on Charlotte. Didn't really do anything. He was a pretty high draft pick, but he's nice now. He's nice with the Kings. He's a scoring machine, and so that King duo, from Sacramento, they're really good. So just wanted to mention that. Yeah.
Finals pick.
My finals pick. We're gonna go Suns Sixers. Like I said at the beginning of the season, this is the 76th year of the NBA, okay?
We've been on this has been a thing since last playoffs. We've been on this.
This has been a thing forever. So, 76ers, I mean, I think they're going to win this year. I mean, I seriously do. And so the 76ers over Suns in the finals is my pick.
I love that.
7.
In 7. Okay. That sounds amazing. I would love it if that happened. Because, Joel Embiid is so good and so fun to watch, and I would love to see him win a championship. So that would be amazing. And you'd have the James Harden versus Kevin Durant story. That would be a fantastic series.
No,
be awesome.
And if you think about it, I mean, why, storyline wise, why would the league not want that? You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, that would be great for basketball fans in general.
KD versus Embiid. You'd have Harden versus KD. You'd have Chris Paul maybe winning it.
Harden versus
Harden versus CP3. Exactly. So there's a lot of storylines here that the league would like that finals. So I could see it.
All right, there you go. You guys heard it here. It's definitely going to be right because Parker always gets these right. And it's the 76th season. We cannot emphasize that enough. So that's why it's going to happen. All right, we're making pretty good time. I'm proud of us. I thought we went a little long on Phillies, but we are looking great. So, what do you say we wrap up this episode with a little what's your number?
I love it.
I like that.
We haven't played this game yet in Season 2, but a classic of Season 1. It started out, I would quiz Parker and Luke on players' numbers because way back, I thought that everyone knew players' numbers. It turns out a lot of people just don't. It doesn't stick in their head. It sticks in mind. So eventually it switched to Parker and Luke attempting to stump me. And so, yeah, they each have 5 players. I don't know who wants to go first. You guys can decide. But yeah, they're going to give me a player and I got to say what number.
Luke, I think you should go first.
Simple game.
And I think part of the reason why it sticks in your head is just because you got that broadcaster mentality. You know what I mean? So it's just going to be an easy transition just to remember those numbers.
That could be it. I really don't know, but yeah, that might be it.
So for the players that I'm going to give you, Owen, each one of them is on a team that the Phillies have lost to this season.
Okay, so there's no excuse to get these wrong because I've seen these players this season.
Exactly. We'll start off with a very, very easy one. This is a gimme, Owen. Going to the Marlins, Gene Segura.
Okay. He wore number 2 with the Phillies. Did he keep it with the Marlins? I think so. I think he was still wearing 2 with the Marlins.
Gene Segura wears number 9 with the Marlins.
Oh, dang it. Not a good start. Not a good start.
Oh, man.
Uh-oh.
Okay, I'll keep tally.
Not at all.
Ooh, this is...
Oh, wait.
Boy.
0 for 1 so far.
Not
0
good.
for 1.
Wow, and Luke just left. He was like, all right, I got him on 1. I'm gone.
All right, so all these players are basketball players that are in the playoffs.
I like how you both have themes. That's fun.
All right, player number 1. Luke, I was telling Owen, all these players are basketball players in the NBA playoffs.
Yep.
Player number 1 is Bobby Portis from the Milwaukee Bucks.
Yeah. I think he does wear number 9.
That is correct.
Like Gene Segura.
Correct. Yep.
Redemption on every time. All right. Okay. Back to you, Luke.
We are going to move over to the Rangers roster. And we're going to go with another former Philly, Travis Janikowski.
Okay, like with Gene, Jankowski wore 16 with the Phillies. The Rangers series I did not watch because we were at Grove City. So I honestly have no clue what number Jankowski is wearing with the Rangers right now. But because he wore 16 with the Phillies, I'm going to say 16.
That is correct. He wore 16. He wears 16 with the Rangers.
All right. You're
all right.
2 for 3, Owen. I say if you go above 50%, that's a success.
Yeah. I'd be happy with that.
Player number 2, NBA player on the Philadelphia 76ers. I'm not confirmed if he did actually make the playoff roster or not, but Mac McClung, NBA dunk contest champion.
Yeah, I don't know. I think he also wears. I think he wore 9 as well for the Sixers.
That's correct. Yeah,
that's another 9.
That is correct. 3 for 4.
Is your theme that the players all wear 9? Because I don't know if that's a smart strategy.
Okay. He dropped 29-9 though. Towards the end of the regular season. So Mac McClung does wear number 9.
Also led the Sixers G League, the Blue Coats, to G League championship.
Oh yeah.
We love Matt McClung. We're a pro Matt McClung podcast.
White guys who can dunk. Me and Mac McClung.
Yeah. Okay. Exclusive club.
Moving on over to the Yankees roster. DJ LeMahieu. What number does he wear?
26.
That is correct.
Jeez, Ellen,
The pause scared me, Luke.
that was quick. All right,
That
so
is
you're what?
correct.
4 for 5 right now. We got to stump him.
A little momentum going
All right,
here.
stump him. A player I just talked about, Malik Monk. Oh
0.
my gosh! Of course you did.
Because he and De'Aaron Fox switched numbers
How
from
did
college. That's how I know that one.
Oh my gosh!
They were 0 and 5 at Kentucky. Fox was 0, Monk was 5, and they switched.
Wow. Well, that's impressive. 5 for
There
6.
you go. I did not think I would be doing better on the basketball players than on the baseball players. This is a surprising turn.
Okay, moving on to the Reds, and you'll get 2 players from the Reds because we have lost 2 series to the Reds.
Okay.
First round, Jonathan India.
6.
What?
That is correct.
I've never even heard of that guy.
Jonathan India has nice hair. That's all you need to
Where's
know
he
about.
from?
Not India.
India.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, I feel like I should have made these harder if you keep getting them all. Cameron Payne from the Phoenix Suns. Cam Payne. The small guy who always balls every playoffs.
His head looks like it's not the right size.
That guy.
I don't. That's just my. When I look at him, I'm like, I don't know. His head doesn't, or maybe not. It doesn't. I don't know. His head doesn't seem like it fits his body. He wears 25.
15. We got him, Luke. Let's go. Let's go.
Hey, we each got him with 1. We each got him with 1. We each got 1 more.
6 for 8.
Okay.
Yeah,
Owen,
over 50%. So I'm good.
your final baseball player, your last Red, is Jake Fraley.
It's either 22 or 27. I don't know why those are it's 20 something and it's either 22 or 27. I don't know why I guess a 2 and a 7 both kind of make that.
2 and 7. Nowhere near the same.
But like visually, like if you cut the bottom part off of a 2, it kind of
Okay, let's test.
kind of close.
Okay, I'll do a. Let's test it.
Not the swirly 2, like you do the normal 2 and a 7. And if you cut off the bottom part of the 2, it looks kind of similar.
No. Look. 2, 7. This looks like you have a heart if you cut off the bottom.
Okay, but look, it's at least it's like shape. It's just whether it's curved or there's a point.
Finish that and make the whole heart. Look. Made a heart.
Aw, thank you, Parker. He wears 27.
Dang it.
Yes. 27.
I hate your pauses, Luke. They're the worst.
I didn't pause.
When you say that's correct.
I didn't pause.
I say it, or maybe it's because there's a bit of a delay. That might be
a
it.
delay because I didn't
For
pause.
me, I say it, and then you wait 3 seconds, and I'm like, that's the disadvantage of doing this remote.
Okay, so you are
Right.
7
Last-
9. If you get 80%, I say that you win. If you get 70%, I say we win.
Whoa! I thought, okay, changing it right at the end. Awesome.
Players on the Golden State Warriors. He wears, I can't tell you the number, Kevon Looney.
Oh, 5.
That is correct. Say it, how'd you know that?
I don't know. That's the thing about this is I can't tell you why or how. It's just you say it and I don't know. My brain sees a picture of them in my head.
Wow. That's actually really cool because, like, I only know. Actually, do I even know it? I think I know Embiid's number.
As he checks his closet for his jersey. Yeah, Luke knows it. Attaboy, Luke.
Even I know it.
Yeah, I know Embiid's number. He's number 20.
What is it? Yeah, there you go. So yeah, that game's fun. That was, I think, 8 out of 10. I would say that's a success. This is a
We
Marco
both
said.
stumped him once.
We can always play again.
Huh?
Yeah, we both got you.
So we both stumped you once.
How did you know Mac McClellan, Bob Portis, but you didn't know campaign?
Mac McClung I knew because of just seeing that Sixers game. Bobby Portis, I really don't know. Campaign, I knew it ended up 5, just went 25 instead of 15. So
How did you know it
that
ended up
was-
5?
because I can see it in my head. I don't know how to yeah. Like I saw him wearing his jersey in my head, and I was like, "Oh, I know there's a 5 there, but I don't remember if it's a 1 or a 2 in front of it." So I don't know. But yeah, there's always gonna be more. There'll be more episodes. We'll play this game again in the future because I think this is one of our better games we've had. This is fun, and it's kind of endless content because yeah, there's so many players to choose from. So I'm sure you guys will ramp up the difficulty the next time we play, and I'm a little bit worried about
Yes,
that,
we
but
will.
cross that bridge when we come to it.
We're gonna ramp it up.
Awesome. And then, yeah, then 50% will be the goal. In Florida right now, it's currently sunshiny and rainy.
What?
It just started raining, but the sun has not gone behind the clouds. So that's my weather update looking out my window.
In Rutherford County, PA, it is I would say partly cloudy,
Cast.
overcast. Parker, can you see me waving to you? Wait, let me check. Oh, I see it. Yeah,
You see Luke's
Yeah.
hand?
but it looks like a little spaghetti.
Oh, wow. He's calling you weak, Luke. Your arms
No,
are
no.
spaghetti.
From this far away.
We should talk about that more sometime on some episode because I bet we got some new people and I feel like we haven't had I wonder how many people know that you guys live so close to each other.
Yeah, sure, we're neighbors.
Like, I don't know if we've talked about that in the past year, but
Yeah.
it's pretty cool. There's a whole story to it. Parker and Luke are neighbors. It's pretty sweet. And yeah, that's the very minimal backstory. So this has been episode 6 of season 2. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you haven't, please subscribe. Follow us on social media. Bonus shout out, we have a new account, Real Replays. Basically, last year, I made Phillies reels every time they won. They did very well, but we don't want to flood the All Sports All the Time account with just Phillies stuff. So it has a separate account now, so go follow that as well. Any shout outs you guys want to give to end the episode?
Shout out to the one and only Jesus Christ. And yeah, just shout out to all.
Or I shouldn't have pointed at you. I should have. Good shout out.
Yeah, shout out to all 138 YouTube subscribers. Shout out to everybody that's following along with the pod. We hope to get consistent on a bi-weekly basis because Owen has some mega stuff happening, which we might tell you about next episode. So stay tuned and
Good.
Yep.
Jeez.
love you guys. Thanks for watching or listening, and we expect to see you back here in 2 weeks.
That sounded like a parent. I expect to see you back here.
And we'll
Yeah.
see you guys in 2 weeks. Get back before dinner.
See you guys.